Have you ever reached that quiet breaking point where you sit alone and just whisper to yourself, why is everything in my life going wrong? You're trying, you're praying, you're showing up every day with hope in your chest, but the job still doesn't come. The nikah falls through, the du'as remain unanswered, and in that silence, a painful thought begins to echo. Ya Allah, have you forgotten me? No one says it out loud, but maybe you felt it. That creeping emptiness, that quiet fear that maybe your prayers are floating into the void. But what if I told you, this moment right here, this stillness, this silence, this pause is not a punishment. It's a divine intermission, a sacred pause between who you were and who Allah is preparing you to become. Because sometimes when all the doors close, it's not rejection, it's redirection. Let me tell you a story. There was a brother, smart, talented, focused. His dream to become a doctor. He gave it everything. Late nights, tahajjud, full effort. Year after year, he sat for the entrance exam and failed every single time. He watched his friends graduate, get married, move on. He stayed behind with nothing but a heart full of confusion and a soul full of ache. In the stillness of his room, he whispered, Ya Rab, did I not try hard enough? Why does it feel like you're silent when I need you most? One summer, he volunteered raids at a refugee camp. Just for a few weeks, that experience broke him and then rebuilt him. He realized he didn't just want to heal bodies, he wanted to heal systems. He didn't just want a title, he wanted a purpose. He shifted paths, studied public health, led humanitarian missions that reached thousands. That failed dream wasn't failure, it was divine guidance. It was Allah whispering, I have something better for you. Now picture a sister, bright, God-conscious, full of dreams. She got engaged, prayed istikhara, everything felt right. And then suddenly it ended. She was shattered, heart in pieces, faith hanging by a thread. She buried her tears in her pillow, asking, Ya Allah, why would you let me love only to lose it? Weeks turned into months, and as a way to heal, she started teaching Quran to children. What began as a quiet act of worship became her calling. That one class turned into a school. That heartbreak became her calling, fuel. And that pain led her to a man who saw her not as a burden, but as a barakah. She thought it was the end, but it was never the end. It was the beginning. Pause and ask yourself, what if your delay, that heartbreak, that silence, that closed door, isn't a sign of Allah's absence, but a sign of His precision? But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not. Quran 2:216 Tundrabinev tatwatung Tutuketunev walked away. That plan that collapsed, it wasn't rejection, it was protection. Because some doors, if they had opened, would have destroyed you, and some things you begged for would have broken your heart in ways you couldn't repair. Let's not sugarcoat it. Life can be brutal. You try to stay strong, you pray, you fast, you give sadaqah, but rejection stings, loneliness lingers, silence gets loud. You cry in sujood and still feel empty, and that voice returns, maybe Allah doesn't hear me anymore. But listen, and your Lord has not forgotten you. Read that again. Your Lord has not forgotten you. He sees your silent tears. He knows your aching chest. He counts every heartbreak, every sleepless night, every unanswered message. The world may not notice you, but the one who created the world knows you fully. Look at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, buried his parents, lost his children, was mocked, betrayed, and cast out by his own tribe. And yet, he was never forsaken. He was being shaped, he was being positioned, he was being prepared to carry the light of the final message. So what if your trial right now is not a punishment, but a preparation? If Allah takes something from you and you remain patient, He will replace it with something better. Musnad Ahmad. But here's the hard part. That better doesn't always come tomorrow, or next week, or even next year. There is a waiting period, a silent season, and in that season, it's easy to feel forgotten. But that space between pain and healing is where transformation happens. So pause again. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is Allah trying to do through me? Do you remember the last time you felt stuck in your dua? Close your eyes and think, what door did Allah close that might have actually saved you? Maybe He's teaching you tawakkul, maybe He's building your resilience, maybe He's protecting you from something you would have begged for, only to regret later. This is not abandonment, this is alignment. This is Allah working behind the scenes. If you're in that season right now, hold on. Don't give up on your du'as. Don't quit your tahajjud. Don't stop walking in faith, even if the path disappears beneath your feet. Because your Rabb is not just the one who gives. He is the one who knows when to give And when it feels like everything is falling apart, maybe it's actually falling into place. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth. If this reminder touched your heart, share it with someone who's quietly struggling, someone who's been waiting, crying, questioning. You never know. You might be the sign they were asking Allah for. Because sometimes the answer to someone's dua is you. And if you're wondering whether He's forgotten you, He hasn't. He's just preparing your soul for what your heart isn't ready for yet.